Good morning, students. Today I would like to explain about the stability of alkenes. The stability of alkenes can be explained by the heat of hydrogenation. Heat of hydrogenation is nothing but what is heat of hydrogenation? The quantity of heat evolved. The quantity of heat evolved when 1 mole of unsaturated compound is hydrogenated. When 1 mole of unsaturated compound is hydrogenated, that compound is liberating certain amount of energy. That amount of energy is called as heat of hydrogenation of that compound. So any unsaturated compound, this unsaturation, the unsaturated compound contains pi electrons. These pi electrons are always, that is the alkene acts as a base because of its pi electrons. Because of its pi electrons, these pi electrons are they loosely held. That's why these pi electrons are always available to react with the other molecule. This is the sigma bond. This sigma bond is essential for holding these two atoms, and this pi bond is, these pi electrons are, they are loosely held, and compared to sigma bond, these electrons are very tightly held this atom, and these pi electrons are always available to react with the any molecule, in this case hydrogen. Anyway, when this sigma bond, when this pi bond is converted into sigma bond, here when this pi bond is converted into sigma bond, this compound is evaluating certain amount of energy. Anyway, the quantity of heat evolved, when 1 mole of unsaturated compound, this is for example this 1 mole of unsaturated compound get hydrogenated, it will liberate certain amount of energy. That energy is called as heat of hydrogenation, and heat of hydrogenation is giving a valuable information regarding the stability of alkenes. Because the molecules contain certain amount of energy, that amount of energy, how much amount of energy is there inside the molecule can be identified by the heat of hydrogenation method. Heat of hydrogenation method is a exothermic method. Hydrogenation of alkenes is an exothermic. Exothermic means nothing but the evaluation of heat. This heat of hydrogenation now we are using for the identification of stability of alkenes. Every molecule, this molecule contains certain amount of energy. If you want to determine how much amount of energy this molecule has, this unsaturated molecule has, we should perform the hydrogenation. Then, due to this hydrogenation, this amount, that energy is liberated by the compound. Now see, for example, in this case, now we will see the example. This compound contains, this compound contains 1 pi bond. If you want to break the pi bond, we need 60. See, total this reaction. Here certain bonds are undergoing bond breaking, and see here between the sigma carbon and carbon there is a sigma bond and pi bond. Now the pi bond between carbon and carbon is broken, and next one, the bond between the hydrogen and hydrogen, it is a sigma bond, it is also broken. Now this is the reactants. Reactants are undergoing certain bond breakings, and in the product we have new bonds. So bond breaking and bond formation. So here, if you want to break the bond between the carbon and carbon, that is a pi bond, we need 60 kilocalories of energy. And if you want to break the bond between the hydrogen and hydrogen, it is a sigma bond. So we need how much amount of energy? 100 kilocalories of energy. So we should apply 60 kilocalories of energy to break the bond between the carbon and carbon, and 104 kilocalories of energy to break the bond between the hydrogen and hydrogen. So anyway, this much amount of energy, total energy is required to break the bonds between these two reactants. Now see, this is the product when this compound is undergoing hydrogenation, addition of hydrogens. So what happened here? In new bonds are formed. This is carbon hydrogen bonds are formed here. So these carbon hydrogen bonds new. One hydrogen attached to this carbon and another hydrogen attached to another carbon. Anyway, now we have this compound has now 2 more bonds between the carbon and hydrogen. Anyway, these two hydrogens are added to carbon atom. Now sigma and hydrogen and carbon and hydrogen. These are the sigma bonds. So here bond formation, bond breaking needs energy. bond formation is liberating energy. So this bond formation liberates energy. How much amount of energy is liberated? See here, two carbon hydrogen bond. This is one carbon hydrogen bond, another carbon hydrogen bond. These two bonds are liberating certain amount of energy. Here, bond formation, breaking takes the energy, and bond formation liberates energy. Here the bond formation. So anyway, two carbon and hydrogen bonds are formed. So each carbon and hydrogen is producing 90 kilocalories. We have two carbon and hydrogen. Two new carbon and hydrogen bonds are formed, and this formation of new bonds liberates a certain amount of energy, that is 194 kilocalories of energy. Here we utilized 164 kilocalories of energy to break the bonds between the carbon and hydrogen and hydrogen, and here 194 kilocalories of energy is produced after formation of a product. So if we subtract this 194 minus 160, it is the requirement, this is the liberation. So how much amount of energy is liberated? 30 kilocalories of energy is liberated in this reaction. So that's why this is the heat exothermic reaction. 30 kilocalories of energy is there inside this molecule. That energy is liberated with the help of how much amount of energy this molecule contains? 30 kilocalories of energy this molecule contains. That is experimentally we identified with the help of hydrogenation. We don't know how much amount of energy inside this molecule. How much amount of energy this molecule contains, we don't know. That is identified by the heat of hydrogenation technique. So anyway, heat of hydrogenation measures the energy content. Heat of hydrogenation measures the energy content of alkenes. How much amount of energy there inside the alkene is measured by the heat of hydrogenation. We identified or not here. 30 kilocalories of energy is there inside this molecule. And if the alkene is high heat of hydrogenation, if alkene has high heat of hydrogenation, this means they contain high energy content. If for example we perform this experiment, the final result is 30 kilocalories of energy. This 30 kilocalories of energy is the heat of hydrogenation of this molecule, this alkene. Heat of hydrogenation of this molecule is 30 kilocalories. This means they contain the high amount of high energy content, that alkene is less stable. That means if the molecule contains more amount of energy, automatically that molecule is unstable. So based on this heat content, we are identifying the stability of alkenes based on the heat of hydrogenation. Now see here, see that the molecule. So this one is CH3, CH3. CH3, for example, if you write the molecule CH3. So this one is 2-butene. This one is a 2-butene. 2-butene molecule. This is the form, isomeric form. This is the cis form. Cis 2-butene, and this one is a trans 2-butene. Cis means the alkyl groups are in the same side, and here the alkenes are in the opposite side. This is the trans form of 2-butene. This is the cis form of 2-butene. Both are isomers. So based on their orientation of groups, this is the orientation. In this case, two CH3 alkyl groups are on same side, but in this case the CH3 groups are in opposite direction. So this one is the trans and cis isomers of the 2-butene. When this either it is a cis isomer or trans isomer, when these isomers are hydrogenation reaction, what happened? Finally they are getting to butane molecule, because all are single bonds. Now this double bond is converted into single bond, because we added, in place of a pi bond, we added two hydrogen atoms. So with the in place of a pi bond, this pi bond is broken. Either it is a homolytic or a electrolytic fission, and formation of two bonds. See, in this case, all are single bonds. It is a alkane, and it one is alkene because presence of unsaturation. Now, either cis isomer or trans isomer, when these isomers are undergoing hydrogenation, we are getting same product, that is butane. But here, how could we identify whether it is a cis isomer or trans isomer? We can also identify based on the energy contents. Here, the cis isomer is, when the cis isomer is hydrogenated, is evaluating 28.6 kilocalories of energy. When the trans isomer is hydrogenated, it is evolving. This molecule is producing 27.6 kilocalories of energy. 1 kilocalories of energy is heat of hydrogenation. Difference is there between the cis and the trans isomer. Here trans isomer is because if you compare these two, cis and trans isomer energy contents, this is the energy content delta H, that is heat of hydrogenation. We performed heat of hydrogenation to both the molecule and we measured the heat content, that is 28.6 kilocalories of energy for this molecule and 27.6 kilocalories of energy for this molecule. Anyway, if you compare both the molecule heat of hydrogenation of both the molecules, here this molecule contains less amount of energy, 1 kilocalorie is less amount than this molecule. So here the statement is when the alkene high hydrogen heat of hydrogenation, when the molecule has when alkene has a high heat of hydrogenation, it means it contains high amount of high energy content, that alkene is less stable. Among these two, this molecule contains somewhat 1 kilocalorie of energy higher than this one. So that's why this molecule is stable compared to this molecule. If less amount of energy is there, that is more stable. Here this molecule contains 1 kilocalorie higher than this molecule. That's why it is somewhat unstable compared to this molecule. This molecule is more stable. This much amount of energy, this much amount of heat content is there inside this molecule. This energy is inside this energy is there inside this molecule. That energy is liberated when we perform heat of hydrogenation. When we perform the hydrogenation reaction, that energy is liberated. Actually, this energy is there inside this molecule. If you want to identify how much amount of energy is there inside this molecule, we simply performed a heat of hydrogenation and that energy is liberated, and we measure this energy. So 27.6 kilocalories of energy. If you compare both the molecules, this molecule is more stable, transforms, because the bulky groups are somewhat far apart. These bulky groups are far, and that's why their van der Waals forces are. This crowdiness is somewhat less here, but here both the bulky groups, alkyl groups are in the same side, and here the crowdiness is more and the van der Waals forces are more, and here the crowdiness is less because both alkyl groups are in opposite direction and there is no crowdiness in this molecule, somewhat less crowdiness, and that's why the van der Waals forces are less. That's why this molecule is more stable. So that is the case. Anyway, the heat of hydrogenation delta H depends on number of alkyl groups attached to the double bonded carbon atom. If more number of alkyl groups are attached on either side of the double bonded carbons, that molecule is more stable. So please see here one more. Number of alkyl groups attached to the double bond, the stability is depends on alkene stability is depends on number of alkyl groups attached to the double bonded carbons. If double bonded carbons have more number of alkyl groups, that compound is more stable, that alkene is more stable. We will see the example here. And next one is position of double bond in the alkene. Heat of hydrogenation depends on heat of hydrogenation is giving the information regarding the stability of alkene, and that heat of hydrogenation is depends on now. Stability of alkene is depends on heat of hydrogenation. Now heat of hydrogenation is depends on these factors. That is alkyl groups, number of alkyl groups attached to double bond carbons on either side, and the position of double bond in the alkene, and next one is orientation. See here, the position of double bond. In this case, double bond is centered between the four carbons, and in this case, the double bond is present at the end of the chain. So in this case, double bond is present in the middle of the carbons, but this double bond at the end of the chain. So anyway, here the cis form is producing 28.6 kilocalories and the trans form is producing 27 kilocalories. This molecule 2-butene we explained here. Now that molecule only. Anyway, if it is a cis form, it is evaluating 28.6 kilocalories. If it is a trans form, it is producing 27 kilocalories of energy. See here, the same molecule. This one is this one is 1 butene. This one is 1 butene, this one is 2 butene. 1 butene and 2 butene, same, the molecule is butene only. But here the location, the presence of double bond, where is the amount of content of the energy? This molecule when hydrogenated, when this molecule is hydrogenated, this molecule is producing 30.3 kilocalories of energy. This is a higher amount than this one. That is only due to the location, presence of position of the double bond. Here the position of the double bond is between the center position. But here the position of double bond is at the end of the carbon chain. This position of double bond is also varying the heat of hydrogenation, and that heat of hydrogenation is directly proportional to the stability. So that's why if the heat of hydrogenation is more, the stability is also less. Stability is less because if the heat of hydrogenation is more, the molecule contains more amount of energy content. If the molecule contains more amount of energy, that molecule is less stable. So in this case, this molecule is less stable compared to this one. This is 1 butene. This one is 1 butene, and that one is 2 butene. The molecule is butene only, but the position, due to the difference in the position of the double bond, the energy content is varied. So that information is nicely described by the heat of hydrogenation. Now, next, now see the molecule here. And at the same time orientation also. Orientation is nothing but the orientation is cis and transforms. Orientation means the arrangement of atoms here. In this case, the CH3 is on same side, two alkyl chains are on same side, but the two alkyl chains are in opposite direction. So that's why the orientation of alkyl groups also important here. Orientation of alkyl groups also indicating the stability. That means the orientation of alkyl chains also affecting the stability of alkenes. That should be remembered. Orientation of the alkyl chains also affecting the stability of alkene. The cis form is in this. For example, if you consider this molecule, cis form contain more amount of energy compared to trans form. The position of the bond and orientation of position of double bond and the orientation of alkyl chains also affecting the stability of alkenes. And next one is number of alkyl groups attached. If more number of alkyl groups are attached on either side of the carbon atom, it is more stable. Now see here some example. So in this case, this molecule is generating 26.9 kilocalories of energy, and this molecule is producing 28.4 kilocalories of energy. So this molecule double bonded carbons. This is the double bond. This double bond belongs to both this carbon and this carbon, And here in this molecule, this carbon contains CH3 and this carbon also contains CH3. And this molecule is more stable. This one is more stable because it contains less amount of energy compared to this molecule. In this molecule, this double bonded carbon. This is double bond carbon. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. See here. This is double bonded carbon. This double bonded carbon, one carbon contain alkyl chain and another carbon do not contain any alkyl chains. So in this case, position, that is the number of alkyl groups attached. This is the number of alkyl groups attached to double bonded carbon is also affecting the stability. In this case, if more number of alkyl chains are on either side of the carbon, double bonded carbons more stable. And in this case, the double bonded carbons contain only one alkyl chain. It contains more amount of energy. That is, more number of alkyl chains are there to the double bonded carbon, attached to double bonded carbon, more stable. Less number of alkyl chains to the attached to the double bonded carbon, it is a more stable. That is less stable. Now see, there is no alkyl chains. How much amount of energy? 32.8 kilocalories of energy is there. If we perform the hydrogenation reaction to this molecule, for example CH2 double bond CH2, when hydrogenation reaction is performed, double bond. So what happened here? CH3 and CH3. Alkene is undergoing this alkene converted into alkane because of hydrogenation. Anyway, now this molecule, when ethene, when hydrogenated, converted into ethane, when this alkene is hydrogenated and converted into alkane, ethene and ethane, it liberates how much amount of energy? 32.8 kilocalories of energy. That much amount of energy is there inside this molecule. That is the heat content. 32.8 kilocalories of energy is the heat content of this molecule. So if you compare the different molecules heat of hydrogenation, this molecule is more stable compared to this molecule and this molecule. This molecule contains more alkyl chains, and this molecule contains less number of alkyl chains, and this molecule do not contain any alkyl chain, and it contains 32.8 kilocalories. That factor is also, that is number of alkyl groups attached to the double bonded carbon. This factor is also affecting the stability of alkenes. One factor, that is orientation, position of double bond. Next one, the number of alkyl groups attached. So this is the